Welcome, everybody. It's your host, Louis Kennedy. Your co-host, Michelle, for the night. Say hello, Michelle.
Good evening.
Got a pretty good show in store for you, I think. Michelle and I are going to go back and forth with a few subjects, and we'll see how we do tonight. Hopefully, we can keep you entertained for a little while. First thing I want to do is start off with some local news here. We actually have some good news for Hernando County this week. Well, today anyway. We have a deputy that last night, I believe it was last night. Again, the news provided to us by Real News Real Fast, Tom Lemons, great organization. Looking forward to our show to be broadcasted either the 27th or the 28th. I'm not sure. I'll have that date for you. But it looks like Hernando County Sheriff's Office responded to a fire over in High Point. Excuse me. Deputy James DeVark arrived on scene, and after speaking with some onlookers, it looked like somebody was alive and inside the house. So he went in and he pulled him out. With no regard for his own safety and his own life, he rescued this old man. I really like reading stuff like this. I really like seeing like good news coming out of the sheriff's department because ultimately they are paid to protect and serve. And when you see something like this, I don't know about you, Michelle, but it really makes you feel kind of good to know that we do still have those out there that are willing to do the job and do the job right.
Exactly.
Well, with that said, I'd like to again say thank you, Deputy James DeVark, for doing what you do, and hopefully a lot of other sheriffs or deputies will follow your example. Michelle, what do you have to say? Anything further on that one?
The gentleman is still in serious condition.
Who, the old man?
Yes. But Deputy DeVork is definitely an excellent deputy for risking his own life to save another.
Yeah, I would agree. It's good to hear that at least the gentleman survived. So that's a good one. Now, here's one that's interesting, Michelle, and we're going to pull out of Hernando County for now. It's not much going on. Weather right now is quite cold, 98% humidity, and it is raining, as we all can tell. It's cold. It's wet. Welcome to Florida snow. What do you think, baby?
Exactly. And we know people that live in Tallahassee area, and they are getting hit with snow. So those of you out there that live in Florida and used to say, I believe it when it snows in Florida, I guess you better make good on your bets.
Yeah, right? It's kind of like one that I made long ago, but no, never mind. We won't go there. So moving on, I'm reading some disturbing news here out of Beverly Hills. Socialite strips naked and jumps from roof of Beverly Hills building after a facelift. Sandra D. Aurora, 53, reportedly snapped after she woke from the nip and tuck procedure by Dr. Brian Novak, a popular plastic surgeon to the stars. Apparently, a very famous jeweler who supplied jewels to the royal family was not happy with her facelift. There is video out there of it on YouTube of her jumping. I don't know, Michelle. I mean, what do you think about this whole? I read a similar story that was related to this, and it was to do with insecurities, and I mean, it was written by a woman who was overweight, and she said, and I'm not quoting her because I don't really remember the most of the story, but she did say that, people say that, fat people are insecure and they eat a lot because of that insecurity, or that's their, you know what I'm saying? And she went on to say how, people that do plastic surgery all the time, that's their insecurity, their looks. So I don't know how you feel about that. I mean, we know a lot of women that I mean, I can't say have had plastic surgery but could use it, but they're not insecure about it.
I feel that as a mother, infuriates me completely. We were out to dinner the other day, and a table nearby, there were three girls, probably 12, 13, 14 years old, and I overheard them saying how they thought they were fat and needed to lose weight in their thighs, and they both, all three of them, were perfect size for their age, very athletic, played
That's
sports,
ridiculous.
and it breaks my heart. And I think the more of us adults, if you're a parent and you look in the mirror and you complain about the couple pounds you put on after delivering a baby or the stretch marks that you got, those are signs of life, and it happens. And when your child sees you saying things about your own self, then they start doing it. And having two daughters of my own, I love them with all my heart, and I let them know that we are who we are, and we do change. We change every year, every day, just a little bit. And as long as you are healthy on the inside, then the rest doesn't matter.
So let me ask you this, Michelle. Do you think it is the parent's responsibility to alleviate or try to alleviate insecurity in the child? Do you think it's the parent's responsibility to constantly reiterate to the child?
I think that's one of their very first responsibilities. Because if a child feels insecure about themselves,
Starts with the parent.
I blame the parent. Here, um, let's say, for example, some of these actors or musicians out there that are pulling all these things, and I listen to these mothers say, oh, they're supposed to be a role model. Oh, wait a minute. They're not supposed to be the role model. The first role model is supposed to be their parents.
How can they be a role model when they have kids themselves? Just the names alone that they name these children, I don't know. That makes me crazy. That I don't know.
But that's my opinion about that.
That's all I got to say about that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so moving on. Here's one back to the weather, and it comes back to this freakish southern U.S. storm leaves thousands of students and drivers stranded. About 2 inches of snow has crippled part of the southern United States, with thousands of drivers in Georgia being stuck in their cars for 24 hours. Plus, Atlanta schools, children left stranded at the school, on buses overnight. Emergency officials say Wednesday the Georgia Emergency Management Agency has partnered with states entities such as the Georgia State Patrol, Georgia National Guard, blah, 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 blah. So they're doing everything they can now. I mean, that's like you were just quoting, we got folks up there in Tallahassee that, it's snowing in Tallahassee. People, this goes back to some of the things that we'll be discussing in future shows, the manipulation of the environment.
Well, I read a report today that in New Orleans they only have one snowplow.
One.
One.
In the whole state.
In the whole area.
The whole city of New Orleans.
Yes. And 2 surrounding cities.
That's
crazy. All they have.
That's crazy.
And in Georgia, in one of the cities where everybody was stuck at, they only have 3.
3 snowplows.
That's it.
And they've got 2 inches of snow on the ground and ice
and cars are stuck.
Well, you remember when we went through Atlanta a couple times, how big that place is, and we just went up 75. So just imagine that little area. That snowplow's got a salt plow, all of that. That's an interesting one.
They are now in the state of emergency.
Georgia is?
Yes.
No.
Georgia and Alabama.
That's unbelievable.
Over 8,000 students are stuck. And now what's scary is all all those people left their cars abandoned, obviously, because they needed to get to safety and be warm. But let's say somebody can't walk or get out of their car and walk for 2, 3 miles to get to somewhere, and the fire department or the ambulance or anybody could get to them is going to be difficult. So I pray and hope that everybody is safe, that is abandoned, their cars or out on the road in this disgusting snowstorm.
Yeah, it's excuse me. It's a bad one. I'm sorry, I have to answer this. It's my daughter. Say hello, Felicia. We are live.
Hi.
Can I call you back?
Yep.
All righty.
Have a good show.
Love you. Bye.
I love you. Bye.
Sorry about that. I failed to shut my phone off. So there we go.
There's another excellent officer story. Officer Tim Sheffield helped deliver a baby on the highway with the father.
Really? That's a good one. Definitely. Yeah, that wasn't in Hernando County though. We want to see some good news. All right, so moving on. We got this, and eventually, folks, the live audio stream, it will go out. We only have a 30-minute broadcast. But if you go to Talk Shit Facebook page at www.facebook.com/Talk Shit TV show. See, I did not screw that up today. I've been practicing. There's a link up there for the live stream, so you can listen to the audio and you can watch the live. Now, here's one. Madman beats girlfriend and her daughter to death with a hammer because he thought they were witches. What do you think of that one? I don't even want to read into that. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, that's one we might have to skip over.
Yeah, I don't even. That one's a nasty one. That one's pretty nasty. All right, so here's something that you and I discussed before we went on air, and we we have kind of different opinions on it, but the same, I would have to say, and that's Justin Bieber. How they have this petition that heads to the White House to have him deported over his. Well, let me read you the top here. Excuse me. It says the outline petition garnered more than 1,000 or 100,000 signatures as of Wednesday afternoon and called for the dangerous and destructive Canadian to be returned to his home country. That was on whitehouse.gov. Dangerous and destructive. Now, I could see where your opinion is a little split on that, because there are other stars that are not from this country that have done worse. So I can understand your opinion on that, Michelle. But I do want to hear it. And my opinion is we don't have to deport him or anything like that, but charge him. Charge him like we would charge anybody else. No special treatment, no nothing.
Yes, I do believe that he shouldn't get any special treatment, just like the normal person that doesn't make $1 million like he does a year. My thing is, a lot of people, on one hand, freak out and said, he was drinking and doing drugs, but yet his alcohol level was 0.014 according to reports. They've shown videos of him allegedly drag racing, which he was not drag racing. According to the videos, he was in single file line under the speed limit by 5 miles. There's a lot of things in this story that doesn't make sense, number one, to me. And number two, so everybody that has done something wrong, let's say we trace it back and they're from wherever, let's send them all back.
Yeah, but this is dangerous and destructive behavior.
By allegedly throwing eggs at the neighbor?
I don't know. I got to be honest with you. My opinion on that one, as far as musician-wise, of course, I don't care for his music. As far as him personally, I can't form an opinion there other than what I read, just like everybody else. I mean, I see as much as you see as much as I see. So I mean, I can only form my opinion by what's out there. And I'll be honest with you. I think he should be charged as an adult because he is, and I think he should answer to the law just like anyone else. No special treatment, unless there is other evidence or insignificant evidence or false accusations, which we'll touch on some false accusations and insignificant evidences in a little bit. But, I mean, what do you think?
I think they need to do. He needs to go to court, and if he did do something wrong as far as whatever, and it's proven, then yes, he should pay. But I don't feel that he should be deported. I think
that's a little extreme.
That follow him, if they don't agree on his actions, stop buying his music. Stop going to his concerts.
Don't support him. Yes.
Do not support him.
Correct.
Hit him in his pocket. That's what put him there. So if you want to remove him from there and let him live a normal life just like the rest of us with a 9-to-5 job, which will never happen, then stop supporting him.
Yep.
That's my opinion on that.
I agree. So to our Long Island based fans, if we have any, what do you guys think of all of this crap that's going on in the news? I keep reading about small business owners across Long Island reacting to the Barack Obama's minimum wage hike. I mean, let's be honest. What do you think of that, Michelle? As a former small business owner, or actually it was a former married to a small business owner because you weren't involved with the business. Well, I mean, what do you think? Honestly, to have to be forced to pay out that kind of money for, let's face it, unskilled labor.
I have mixed feelings on that. Being a manager in the past, there are people that I wish I could have paid more than what I paid because they worked 110% and beyond.
But you weren't allowed to because of corporate ruling and things of that nature, right?
Yeah, and unfortunately, I have seen where I had somebody work for me, and at the time, minimum wage was $4.75. They
Ouch.
were making $4.75. I just gave them a raise for 20 cents. Minimum wage went up 20 cents. So someone that was there for 3 years was making exactly somebody off the street.
That's ridiculous.
I do believe that minimum wage workers, I feel that managers will take a stronger look on their interviewing process. They will definitely think twice before hiring just a body to help out in whatever field you're in. And I think it will possibly give an opportunity to fathers and mothers who have degrees and can't get a job.
There's a lot of rent-a-drunks out there that are going to be happy.
That's a whole nother day subject.
All right, so moving on, I want to touch on a little something that is a little close to home here. So here at the radio station and the studio, I should say, we've put out some ads to try and find some engineers. I've yet to find somebody, but we've had a few interviews, and listen, I have some advice. Okay, when you come to an interview, don't show up drunk, and don't bring your beer with you. That's what I got to tell you. It's just not a good way to get an on-air position. But
yeah, I thought that was hilarious when you told me that.
Yeah, I figured you would get a kick out of that. That was quite interesting. We've got about 10 minutes on the audio stream, and then we're going to cut that off. And like I said, you can go to www.facebook.com, Talk Shit TV Show. We got a link up there so you can keep following us. We're going to keep the broadcast going a little longer tonight because we got on late. But like I said, we treated you with a little bit of live broadcast to see what we do in here. And, as we progress, we get some guests in here with some real subjects that they want to go over and talk about, then we will definitely handle that as it comes. But on to something that I'd like to discuss. A little situation, and I'm sure with public knowledge and computers and the way people follow things these days, it's no secret that my face has been in the paper. And I would like to just touch a little bit on what the state's attorney said. I think it's pretty funny how for what you're trying to proceed with, let's just say, you know what? I'm not even going to get into too much of what's going on, but your offer is a joke. I will not be intimidated. I will not back down. One thing I would like to say is, since this whole situation, it's been, a little bit of a stress factor having to sit here and wonder what they have up their sleeve. But I like I said, you want to take my license. I don't think that's going to happen. As a matter of fact, I know that's not going to happen. I won't let anyone stop me from doing my job. My job is to report the news. I plan on bringing you the news, and when I can, I'm going to touch a little more and be a little more specific. But for the most part, I'd like to say that you're barking up the wrong tree, because I'm a true American. I'm a citizen of the United States, not the corporate America that you work for, and I will not let you violate my rights. Anyway, we'll move on. So, what do you think, Michelle? Where do you think we should go with this? What's this that you sent me? You sent me something. I'm grabbing for a mouse over here. I got about... Oh, we're still rolling? Yeah, we got about 6 minutes left on the audio stream, and then you'll be able to go live with the video. Oh, no, I don't want to see that. That's stupid. I don't want to talk about none of that. So, Michelle, you have anything that you want to add tonight? I know you had a few things that you were talking with a few people with. I do have...
I'm putting a few things together. Maybe on the next show, I want to make sure that, I have everything.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. You just want to make sure you have everything in line.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. I did have something on some cannabis news, but I did want to go over that with the audio stream, but we got about 5 minutes left on that. I'm going to go ahead and kill the audio stream, and like I said, folks, if you want to continue listening and watching the broadcast, I really appreciate it, and we look forward to more and more people coming on and listening and voicing their opinion, and give us some ideas, give us some subjects, tell us what you want to hear, and we'll talk shit about it. Phone lines, we're working out the problems with those. We'll get that straightened out. That turned out to be quite interesting. So, but until next time, I thank you for tuning in, and everybody, I appreciate it. This is Talk Shit.